All right, in other news, the uproar around the Epstein scandal, the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, gets louder by the day. And U.S. President Donald Trump is still fielding questions on the disgraced financier. In the latest, Trump said that he did not like it when Epstein, and I'm quoting him here, stole women employees from his spa at Mar-a-Lago. Listen to this exchange with the reporter.
Epstein has a certain reputation, obviously. But just curious, were some of the workers that were taken from you, were some of them young women?
Were some of them
young women?
Well, I don't want to say, but everyone knows the people that were taken. And it was the concept of taking people that work for me is bad. But that story's been pretty well out there. And the answer is yes, they were.
Yes, they were young women?
In the spa.
In the spa?
Yeah, people that work in the spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world at Mar-a-Lago. And people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that.
Financier and convicted sexual offender Jeffrey Epstein died in a New York jail in 2019 while awaiting fresh trial for sex trafficking underage girls. And speaking about his fallout with Epstein, the U.S. president said that he had told Epstein to stop hiring staff from Mar-a-Lago after finding that his actions were inappropriate. Trump claims he terminated their association when Epstein repeated his behavior. The White House previously stated that Trump threw Epstein out of his Mar-a-Lago club 2 decades ago, and I'm quoting it for what? For being a creep. That's what the White House has said. The U.S. president also revealed that Virginia Jeffrey, a victim critical to the Epstein case, was in fact an employee at his spa when she was, in his words, stolen by Epstein from his Mar-a-Lago spa. She had revealed in her lawsuit that she was a teenager during her employment at the Mar-a-Lago spa. And it was Epstein's partner, Ghislaine Maxwell, who had approached her in the year 2000. Jeffrey, who had accused Britain's Prince Andrew and other influential men of sexually exploiting her, died by suicide in April this year. The latest heat on Trump and his administration follows statements by the FBI and Department of Justice saying that no Epstein client list exists. This after top officials and Trump himself, who during his election campaign promised to release all files on the Epstein case. Well, as pressure grows on the U.S. president, FBI and U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi, Trump then said that Epstein files, and I'm quoting here, were a hoax, and claimed that the Biden administration could have added things to the documents to ensnare him. As questions grow louder, the Democrats are pushing for release of the Epstein files. In a short while from now, Senate Democrats, led by Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, will be holding a press conference on detailing the use of rare and less-known law called Rule of Five to push for the release of the Epstein files. Rule of Five requires government agencies to provide relevant information if at least 5 members of the committee request it. And well, joining us on the broadcast is Richard William, who is an American lawyer and professor at the University of Minnesota Law School. Welcome to WION, Mr. Painter. First up, I want to talk to you about the statements that Trump has been making as pressure grows on him. Yesterday, he said that he declined Epstein's invitation to visit the Virginia island. And today he says that Epstein stole young women employees from his Mar-a-Lago spa there. Your assessment of these statements?
The President of the United States should stop talking about this. He has business to attend to as president, including our tariff negotiations and now what may be a diplomatic crisis with India over threatened tariffs. He needs to mind the business of the United States of America, not give interviews when he's talking about Epstein stealing young girls away from his spa down at Mar-a-Lago. is very undignified, and it implies something insidious that really we just don't need to hear it from the President of the United States. Second, the Justice Department should release all of the files so the public knows what the government knows about Epstein. There are too many rumors flying around that are almost certainly not true, including the rumor that he was a foreign agent of the Israelis or someone else, blackmailing American officials. I don't think that's true at all, but we need to get that information out about everything the government knows about Epstein ought to be revealed to the public, except for, of course, the names of his victims, who were children at the time, and there does need to be some privacy protection there. There were high-ranking officials we know involved with Epstein, prominent Democrats, presidents of universities, college presidents, others, as well as some Republicans. And yes, Donald Trump knew Jeffrey Epstein, and more information about that may come out. But the important thing is just to disclose everything that is known to the United States government so we can put this issue to rest and have the President of the United States focus on the business of the United States rather than talking about his spa down at Mar-a-lago 20 years ago.
Right, Mr. Painter, just to add to that, you say that Trump should not be talking about and should not be making such statements on the Epstein case, but during his campaign trail, releasing the files on the Epstein case was one of his top agendas there. And that's why my question to you rather was why there is growing pressure on Trump regarding the release of the Epstein files.
Because the public wants to know who was involved with Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein was a rapist. He had sex with children, and he had a lot of friends who were very well connected, as I said, powerful politicians, university presidents, and many others. And the public has a right to know what the United States government knows about Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump made that promise during the campaign. He was right. The Biden administration should have released all of this information. I don't care who would be embarrassed by it. And the Trump administration should release it all now. And the President of the United States should stop giving interviews talking about Epstein hiring young girls away from his spa. That's just very, very undignified. That's not the way to deal with this.
All right, Mr. Painter, thank you so much for joining us here on Race to Power.
Thank you.